Hey everyone, Terrence here from TGG Gaming, and I'm sitting here with...
Elise Davis.
And what did you do yesterday?
I won TGG Gaming's very own Minneapolis Regional. I guess, I don't know.
You tend to do that a lot for our regionals.
Yeah, apparently I top every single one of the regionals of years I'm able to play in, so that's kind of cool. And I've won 2 of them.
Oh, nice.
So we take that.
What did you play?
I played Tier Limit Branded. I just felt like, of all the variants of tier that exists, it kind of just felt like the best variant, just based on how like its grind works and just how it's able to like play through a lot more in a sense, and just the synergy it has with your engine without having to take up like too many engine spots. Because I play a very low branded engine, but like it gets the job done, and it worked out pretty well. Probably.
Okay.
So. I guess before we get into deck profile, we can quick 2 shout outs first. Shout out to, obviously, sponsors. Fitting Accessories. Use code Fitting 5% off your entire purchase on some really nice looking mats that are already the cheapest on the market, and get even more off of them. They release new designs every week, so definitely check them out. Then shout out to Ethan Schwarten, aka Celestial TCG, always lending me cards and, you know, helping me out and making sure I can play this game. Shout out to Lundredy for giving me the list. I made like 2 changes, but like, yeah. Always appreciated the GOAT. Shout out to Brooke, best girlfriend. Also for lending me like the Alba and Albaz, because I wanted a shinier one. And shout out to Lang and Kyle for also always lending me cards and just being good testing partners, because like we've all been learning tier together, and it's been a process. Like this deck is just difficult, but we've been learning it, we've been grinding it, and probably wouldn't be as good with the deck without them. And shout out to Hender, I guess, for letting me play the regional instead of trying to force me to be on staff. That's pretty cool.
Never
and
again.
Obviously shout out to TGG Gaming, best store in Minnesota. Weird, I guess. And shout out to Justin saying he didn't do anything. So let's just get into it.
All right.
Alright, so we maxed out on the tier monsters. So there's 3 Rhinoheart, 3 Sheeran, 3 Havnus, and 3 Merly. Nothing to really say about this. Like, they're all good in their own regard. Need to play all of them, otherwise deck kind of sucks. And played the 3 King of the Swamp. I don't know, I think this card's just too insane. The ability to like go into so many other fusions because of it, and also just the fact that it's an aqua, like it just has so much synergy with your deck that's another reason why I like this specific version compared to if I was to play like the because I don't know if the danger version plays King of the Swamp. I don't think they do, but like just the versatility of lines you have and like the extra names to fuse with as opposed to only having to use tier monsters is really nice to have, and being on a poly is also pretty nice too. So I like King of the Swamp a lot. And then last monster in the main deck is Albaz. I don't play any monster hand traps. I only play like one other hand trap in the deck, which we'll get into later, but yeah, just the one. I play Desires, so like there's an argument probably you can make for playing 2, but at the same time it's like, I don't know, playing multiple is kind of ass. So because you never want to draw it, and like, yeah. But for the spell cards, I got the 3, I don't know what the fuck this card is called, and 1 Terraforming. Yeah, you always want to see this card. This card's insane. For fusion cards, we got 3 Branded Fusion, 3 Super Poly, 2 Poly, and the Instant Fusion. So like I said, I play a very small branded engine. I just play the 3 Fusion and the 1 Albaz, just because I feel like the Despia cards, like, they either have to take away from your non-engine, or you have to sacrifice something in your deck, and then usually you have to play over 40 to fit everything in successfully, and I feel like it just clogs too much when you can just focus on pure tier plays and kind of just have your deck, you know, have a little bit more fluid function as opposed to like 2 different engines that you need to focus on. So, and just Branded Fusion has so much synergy with your deck, and it just does so much for you and just gives you that extra layer that you need, and like you don't want to, you know, go too excessive, so I think it's fine. And then play the Super Poly is like one of my defensive cards, just because I only have room for 9 defensive cards in the main deck, so making them be as high impact as possible is like the best route to go. So since you can only play so few defensive cards, you kind of want to be board breakers instead of hand traps. So yeah, and then obviously Poly and Instant are insane. And then for the rest of the spells, got 3 Dark Ruler is my only other, well, one of my other defensive cards. This card's too insane, weird. And then, don't play Prosperity, but I do play Desires. So, besides Albaz, like, most of your deck is fine to banish. And, like, it sucks when you banish too many names, but there's enough non-names in the deck to where, and once you get to a certain game state anyways, you can kind of control what you get anyways. And usually, if you resolve Desires, you win just because you have enough card advantage, and you're already playing a really strong deck. So, drawing 2 cards in an already really strong deck is even stronger. So, why not? So, last spell in the deck is Call by the Grave. Weird. I think this is really good against, like, Sprite too, because you just hit Toad. So, that card's kind of cool. For trap cards, got the 1 Meta Noise and the 1 Sulik. I think this is the right number. I don't think you need anything more. They're fine. And then the last card is 3 Imperm. This is the only hand trap I play in my deck. So, the reason for Imperm and not maybe another hand trap or maybe like another board breaker like Talents is you still want some layer of hand traps, and Imperm is like one of the best cards to play into a board because it lets you play into Sprite the best if it's your singular card as opposed to like another hand trap that might not have done anything, or Talents gets really iffy to play into a board sometimes. So Imperm just has the most multifaceted use compared to any other card you could be playing in the slot, while still giving you a hand trap option and like not triggering Talents. And it's just really good for the grind too, because sometimes you'll draw like Imperm plus Dark Ruler and it just lets you like extend your grind so much more. So I think Imperm is really nice in that slot. Even 40, so glad I get to say that again. We'll get into the extra deck with 2 Kit Kalos and 1 Kaleido Heart as my tiers. There's part of me that wants to run 2 just because people really do target this down, and like there's also an argument for the 3rd of this, but I think these numbers are for the most part fine. If you know what you're doing, you should usually be able to keep this, but sometimes you can't, but usually you should still be able to win. Then got the branded cards, the Libellion, Mirror Jade, and Alba. Alba's the best one to send off of Mirror Jade in this specific deck because you can search Poly, you can search Instant Fusion and Branded Fusion, so like I think it just does enough for you, and yeah, don't need any other targets. And then for random fusions, 2 Dragostapelia, 1 Millenniumize, these come up insanely. And then for super poly targets, got the 1 Garura and the 1 Mudragon. I actually hard make this a lot in my own deck because like sometimes you mill your Albaz and you have to put it back, or sometimes you need to make a rank 4, sometimes you just need to put names back so that you can like play later on, which also this is what is useful for that too. Like there's a play where I like summoned this, popped it with field spell, drew a card, put names back, so I had grind resources, which is nice. And then 1 Chimera is the last fusion. Cards nuts. And for the XYZs, 1 Redoer and 1 Dweller. This is the last 2nd edition because I was thinking of like, because I had like a flex spot and I didn't like what I currently had in there, so I decided to try this. I did not actually summon. Oh no, I summoned this a few times, but obviously. I did not summon this once, so I don't know if I really like it that much or not, or something else might be better. And last card in the extra deck is 1 Dark. I think this is also cuttable, but at the same time, like, having the option is kind of nice to have, so I don't think I'm against playing that card still. I didn't summon it once, but oops. For side deck, 3 Sphere Mode, 2 Lava Golem. So, in the facet of playing no other hand traps really, you kind of want, again, your like defensive options to be stuff that you know, are very high impact, and these are obviously really high impact. Just being able to like Sphere Mode and then play still is so insane, and you like if you could play 5 copies of Sphere Mode, that'd be cool, but next best thing is Lava Golem. But yeah, the cards are really nice, and especially if like people are gonna run like Deck Devi or Crush Heart, or I don't know if people play Crush Heart, but mainly Deck Devi, like Sphere Mode apparently gets around it, so that's cool. And then for other cards, I got the 1 Duster, 1 Reboot, and then 3 Evenly. Evenly as the main back row card, just because against the tier matchup, this Evenly's insane. It just has enough, like, multi-uses that I think it's fine. It might be nice to try and play something else for Mystic Mine, but I think, I don't know, I'm not, like, Mine's a problem, but at the same time, if they know what they're doing with Mine, it doesn't even matter anyway, so might as well play the most impactful card and not just completely worry about Mine constantly, so, I don't know. And then, last cards are my going first cards, which is 2 Appointer and 3 Judgment. So, when doing the math, it was either I cut down Appointer evenly to fit in the second Lava Golem, just because I felt like you don't want to like overside too much, and I feel like this felt like the right number for going first, and then my going second numbers felt fine. So this is just how the math worked out, and yeah, can't complain about it. These cards are nice, but yeah, that is it for the deck profile. Thanks again, Hender, for letting me play in the regional. Got my 3rd regional win, so that's pretty cool. And also thanks for giving me a Starlight for entry. That was also really cool. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile, so thanks everybody.